All right, live. All right. Again, welcome back. Day two. Yeah, it's just not going to stop. Today we've got Dave Carty, but again, I won't butcher the intro. Let's crack a drink, mate. What are you going for? Sugar-free sugar? You going all in?
I'm going to go for sugar.
Let's go. Me
sugar.
too. Cheers.
Fuck yeah.
Cheers, bro. Thanks for coming.
Absolutely.
So as usual, I'll give you the honors. I'll let you introduce yourself. You'll do a better job than me.
Yep, my name is David Carty. I am the National Sales Manager at iBox Springs. Been there for 13 years. So we manufacture suspension, obviously, springs, shocks, sway bars, a bunch of different stuff now, trailing arms and whatnot, spreading out a little bit. But yeah, I have a racing background. I used to race sprint cars, some NASCAR West, some open wheel stuff. So yeah, that's about it.
Oh man, that's a lot. It's not just about it. So tell me more about what's going on. I know that you guys have got some new lines coming out, right?
Yeah.
I see you guys are like crushing it in the Baja stuff, right? Like I just keep seeing you guys out and about at the Baja. I think I saw Jared's post out there, like he's getting a lot of footage. Tell me about this, man. Like what's the affinity? What do people love about it? These trucks are obviously massive because there's one across here, a Baller, massive trucks. So overwhelmingly big, crazy trucks. What's the vibe? What's the feel? I mean, where does iBox?
Yeah.
What's the feeling?
It's a crazy form of racing. We deal with every form of racing, but we really feel that the Baja stuff really tests our stuff. And to be perfectly honest, there's not a lot of manufacturers that can make the springs that we make for those things because they are so big and heavy. I mean, they're 7,000 plus pounds.
It's insane.
Going through the desert at 100, 120, 130 miles an hour over this terrain, it's insane. So you really slow down and look at the footage. I mean, these things are taking a beating. So. If your stuff can withstand that, it's a marketing text. I mean, it's Baja proven. So that, and we've started creating our own coilovers truck line. So it goes hand in hand with that, right? So our Baja proven race springs that are dominating out in the desert are on our street truck coilovers and whatnot. So. It's our biggest mover right now. It's our biggest vertical of growth. So, it kind of goes hand in hand. So it allows us to be at the races, the Baja races, the King of the Hammers, all this stuff, and kind of showcase our race springs because they're out on all the vehicles. And then the trucks that are driving there, we're selling shocks too. So it's all good.
So let me get this right, all right? So just for the viewers, you've got a 7,000-pound truck going 130 mile an hour. And then it's getting what? Sometimes 10 foot of air?
Yeah.
So a shock has to rebound? How is that even possible to be able to handle a sort of...
It's wild. So, I mean, you can sit and watch this stuff, and, the videos now are incredible because the quality of the cameras and whatnot have really slowed down the shots and just watch the suspension in slow motion. It's literally like poetry in motion if you watch some of these, Instagram shots or whatever. Watch the truck staying perfectly level, and it's going 130 miles an hour, and just watching the suspension drop out from under it. And bam, 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 time after time. And you speed it up in real motion, and you're like, holy crap. I mean, it's cycling, I don't even know, hundreds of times, 1,000 times a minute, or whatever. And you look at all the pressure points and whatnot that all these things are sitting on. It's like, I don't know how these parts stay on these trucks.
Yes,
it's incredible, but yeah, it's pretty awesome. I mean, it's the group of people are great. The UTVs have really changed the market too because it's allowed. I mean, these trucks are $500,000 to $1 million. Yeah. It's not very many people that can afford these things. People love to go out and watch them, obviously, and they're incredible to watch. But to partake in that, not everybody can do that. Well, the UTVs have changed that. So the UTVs are a smaller version of this. And we make a bunch of spring packages for those too, so it's been great. So, the average person can get out to the races now. The great thing about the desert is it's wide open, right? So, you can get out there, you can jump on your UTV and go to a remote spot, where there's no one at, pull out an ice chest, pull out the grill or whatever. Maybe there's some people there, maybe there's not, depending on if it's a good spot to watch them go off a jump or something, or be out in the middle of nowhere and watch these guys just go flying by, So it's great, for business. It's a great crowd. We found that they're staying very loyal. So we're hitting, like I said, the truck shocks, coilovers, or whatnot to level lift or lift the vehicles that they're driving in and towing in on. You know, their toys, the UTVs, springs for those, and then obviously the race truck. So that's a great segment for us. Really allows us to showcase, you know, the different lines that we have, and again, the beating that our springs take out that really, you know, speaks for itself. So, and one more thing, just where I was going to go is we got the opportunity. So sitting there watching it's one thing. So we sponsor a couple people, and one of them is branded Eibach, Jason Coleman's truck.
That's right. That's right.
Yep, and he's won the Vegas Arena.
Crazy.
Yeah, 3 times in a row he's won that. He's won the Baja 1000. He's won pretty much all the races there is to win. But he was kind enough. He was doing some testing, and he's like, "Hey, why don't you bring out some people? We'll go for a ride." And I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna bring out my sales team."
Yeah.
So how better? You know, you could sit and watch this stuff, and we do when the races are on. We turn it on in the office and whatnot. But to actually go in there, and like I said, I have a background in racing, but mainly like with the car staying somewhat level. So, you know, yeah, you're cornering fast or whatever the case may be, but it's a whole different thing when you see this row of whoops coming up or this big drop-offs, and you're like, holy shit, we're going to break my back, or like we're going to crash or something, and this machine just takes it. But, I mean, it gets a little rough in there or whatnot, but it was a great day for our team. I mean, it just opened my eyes, opened everybody's eyes of what we're actually selling, you know? So if you can get that experience to your team, I mean, it was awesome. So, yeah, now everybody, when they call in, they'd be like, oh, yeah, you know, we know what these things go through or what they're capable of, and, like, don't worry, we've been through some shit with these. So
it's interesting because, like you said, the springs are insane. So I don't know if people know, but what was, like, phenomenal for me is that I don't know about those springs, but 90% of the stuff you actually make there in California. Like,
oh yeah,
I've seen firsthand a spring getting, you know, heated up, coiled, cut, and some random dude grabbing it at the end of the line, walking into this, like, I don't know, it's like a dust-free room, and I'm like, what's he doing in there? And it's like, oh, QC checking. He's sitting there QCing with all these tools. Is that part of that? Is that also part of that current program? Is the Baja Springs come from that location?
Absolutely, and you know, manufacturing and selling parts, I mean, anybody can do it and slap their name on or whatever, but, you know, the brands that stick around, the legend brands, you know, obviously are doing something right. So Eibach's been around for almost 70 years.
Insane.
We've got the recipe down, and it comes down to quality control. We have everything in-house, so like you said, we manufacture in Germany, we manufacture here in the States, in Corona, California, and then we manufacture in China, all with the same pieces of equipment. We buy from the same suppliers, so it doesn't matter, you know, what part of the world you're buying at. You're getting an Eibach spring. It's going to be, you know, basically the same. The dimensions change, obviously, from metric to the States, but to answer your question, yeah, our program it consistently gets better. You know, as new machines come out, tolerances get tighter.
Yeah.
Materials get better. Same with the manufacturers that are sitting in the wire. The wire gets better, allows us to, you know, carry more load with the same wire, so you can get bigger spring gaps, so you can get a physically lighter spring. You know, but
cars get faster. They want to go faster. They want to jump higher.
That's it. All the parts keep getting better, so it forces the next part of whatever's going to break for that person to fix it and get better. So yeah, we all do it, man. We take pride in it. That random guy that's grabbing it in line, I mean, he plays a vital role in the process. You know, everybody who has a hands-on control. Our tolerances are, just so you know, within like usually 1% to 2%. So, you know, 100-pound springs is off, you know, a couple pounds or whatever in rate, and height, same thing. I mean, a couple millimeters or whatever. We're pretty spot on. You know, and that helps the racer know exactly what they're getting, you know, year after year. So anybody can make a part one time and make it good, but continuously to make a part is not easy. So that's where that quality control comes into line, and we check it every step of the way along the way. So, you know, we don't get the batch too far off, you know, before we realize, oh shit, like something's off. So we'll try and catch it along the way. So absolutely.
So we got the trucks. I mean, tell us about, because you guys, like, you kind of remind me of Speedmaster in the way where you kind of set and forget segments, right? So people might think, okay, you're just doing trucks, like you're talking about all these big 7,000 pound trucks, but it's more than that, right? So the reason why people forget that it's more than that is because you'll get into a segment like circle track or something, you'll set, a spring, you'll set it, you'll forget it, it's like it's perfect, and then you'll move on to the next thing. It's not like, oh, we're in this segment, we're forever trying to get it right, it doesn't work. Like I know people who use the iBark springs and they just keep, it's like, yep, it's just like a part number, they order it and they move on. It's not, so it's nice that you have continuous improvement moving forward into new categories, not continuous improvement or continuous improvement in things that are already working. Is that fair to say? So there's like how many categories? Like there's thousands of categories, right?
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that's a tricky. It's a good question. But yeah. So I mean, what we want, and I assume you want the same thing, is when someone opens up an iBox box or a Speedmaster box, they know what's inside.
Yeah.
You know, they know the quality's there, regardless if it's a new size or a new rate or whatever the case may be. They know it's going to be an iBox and they don't have to worry about it as long as it fits and does its job or whatnot. So, yeah, like I said, we refine our processes to make tolerances even better, when we can. But the racing world are constantly challenging us and coming up with same thing with them, new rule packages. How's one guy get faster than the next? They come up with this new idea until it gets outlawed or whatever. So, we have to make new parts to appease them. And so yeah, it's definitely a bouncing ball that we're constantly chasing, and it's fun. We deal with a lot of different catalog groups, but the racing group alone, you're right. I mean, from off-road is completely different than circle track. Circle track pavement is completely different than circle track dirt. Blah blah blah. There's motorcycles. We deal with NASCAR, IndyCar. But at the end of the day, they're all using a tight tolerance, quality spring, which as long as we're making the dimensions that they need, they know iBox is going to be a trusted part of their program, and they can look at other things, if there's issues or whatnot, not have to worry about that failing. That's what makes us feel good. That's what success looks like to me is, they don't have to. When they call up, there's a couple questions that we ask. The spring lose height? Is it bent? Does it lose shape? Somehow. If not, it's probably good. Move on to the next piece.
Yeah.
It's probably not us.
And that's why I like that, because like you said, I think sometimes, again, to your point, when you've got poor processes, you can't set and forget. To your point, like, I think whether it's a spring for our Fiats that you provide, thank you for that, or it's a spring for the big truck, it still goes through that same process, same tolerance. So there's no guesswork whether, like you said, whether this is going to work or that's not going to work. And to your point, you have peace of mind where you know that it's the same tolerance, same quality all along the line, and then moving into new segments, it's like, okay, well, that's done, moving on to what's next. I mean, is there any segments you're not in right now? Like, what's fun? Because, I mean, these trucks didn't exist 5 years ago, or maybe they did, but not to that degree.
Yeah, so they did exist. They've been around for a long time. I mean, they've definitely evolved, but what's changed in that world is the UTV market. So the introduction of, a factory vehicle that you can go buy that's perfectly capable of definitely not keeping up with those guys, but running the same terrain and being out with them, is let the average everyday guy go experience this.
Nice.
They can finance them. They can buy. We make, all the people that are making race stuff typically are making the same stuff for them. So that's what's changed, which has allowed more people to, grassroots stepping stone deal. Like they, obviously have huge racing classes for UTVs now, and that's allowed them to get their feet wet, get the taste of it. Like, hey, this is fun. I want to race. I got a little more money now, or whatever. I'm going to take the next step up.
But
yeah. And then eventually, if they have enough money, they can get to one of these. But yeah, it's just opened the doors for people to the stepping stone, like there is in other forms of racing.
So for people who don't know, you mentioned that these UTVs could be just as much fun, right? As what are they called? Trophy trucks? Is that what the typical?
That's the top of the line ones, yeah. Trophy
so
trucks.
What you're saying is a UTV could be just as much as fun as a trophy truck. Talk to you about pricing. What would a regular UTV? What are they worth?
Yeah, so now the good ones are 40,000
Sure.
plus, and you can easily dump another 20 into them. So. But if you're looking compared to obviously these trucks are $1 million. The specs are $500,000, and next step down is $250,000. So compared to any of those, they're very affordable. You can finance them.
So I think at 40 grand, it's a fair entry point, right?
Absolutely.
For a family to have a bit of fun, to be fast, to get your foot into the door.
I mean, I have one that's a 20, and it's 185 horsepower. I think they're making 220, 225 now.
Wow.
The suspension just keeps getting better and better.
There you go.
But you can run, 80 miles an hour through the chop out there and whatnot, which is fast.
That's flying.
But the springs make a huge difference. Obviously, the shock valving and all that stuff. The motors are great. But yeah, for a family, for fairly affordable price. Some people think 40 or 50,000 is a lot of money, but you got to pay to play, right? So
well, I think it's a fair stomping ground. I think you don't get much for 25, but to have, like you said, if it's a brand new unit that you can trust, it hasn't got cracks or anything in the frames. I mean that's fair, right?
Right.
40 to 50k is fair. So with those setups, with those UTVs and stuff, is there a way where you need to then go ahead and change like the springs to suit different wheels, different tire sizes, or is that all that matter, or how does all that work?
Yeah, so I mean, there's a few things that people want to change right off the bat. The looks of it, obviously, the wheels.
Yes.
Wheel offsets do have big play. Tire sizes, they've been getting bigger and bigger, but obviously people want to push the limits and whatnot. So they come with 32s probably, and the standard now is like a 35. So that's the first upgrade people make. And then you got a bigger, heavier tire, wheel offset. Typically, you're going to get a little more rate in the spring.
Yep, there you go.
So fortunate for us, these guys come with most of the manufacturers come with a quality shock, like a Fox or a Walker Evans or something like that. But the springs are junk.
Yes.
So it's great for us. We kill it. It's a great market for us.
So the first thing they spend on is a new spring.
Yeah.
Done.
So to answer your question about the weights and all that, yeah. So we have a calculator on our website.
Beautiful.
So if you go to the ibach.com and you go to the UTV section, plug in your year, make, and model, it'll ask you, which vehicle it is, how many riders you have. So there's 2-seaters and 4-seaters.
Wow.
How much extra weight you're carrying, what kind of riding terrain you're doing, and then how aggressive a rider you are, driver. So yeah, we have 4 different kits typically that vary in the rates or whatnot. So it'll get you pretty close. The race guys or whatnot are choosing specific packages.
Yes, of course.
And
Do they have in the calculator, does it have a setting saying there's 4 of us, including my wife, and does it calculate an average wife weight so we don't have to ask our wife how heavy she is?
So
there has to be like a wife calculator too.
Yeah, no, it's a good
Can you
question.
imagine asking my wife, hey babe, how heavy are you?
Well,
What?
We get these calls all the time and we joke about it and we're like, we'd love to ask how big is your wife?
Yeah.
But the guys usually are bigger, like we're big people, and they'll usually tell us. But that's the beauty. You can go there and plug it in yourself. It says the additional weight. So no, the average rider is an average rider size, but that's why we have the part with the extra weight. So
I'd hate to imagine the conversation if you have a threshold and you're like, hey babe, we're over threshold. We're gonna have to.
Damn, about the stage 2. And
should have went for stage 3.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'd hate to have that conversation. Well, I think we'll be off the Christmas list.
Yeah.
So tell me about this website. So it sounds like you got year, make, model. I mean, that's epic, right? That makes life so much easier. And then it's calculators. What's going on here? You guys are getting right into it. That's good. I love it.
Yeah.
You know me, man, tech geek. So
yeah,
I
know.
I love this.
We all have to look forward, right? And obviously, selling direct to consumers. Having the distribution's great. But where we fight, and I don't know about you guys, but when you're dealing with like in our industry, dealing with a shock tuner or someone that's dealing specific with this stuff, and out at these events, these rides or whatever, these races that you can ride at, they're showing up there and they'll change spring rates and stuff, and they'll do basically our calculator, give you a custom kit, and they feel like, oh, we're getting a custom kit and get it installed, and we're doing the shock valving and stuff with it. So we don't do any of the shock valving, so we just do springs. But we felt like we needed something to combat that, right? So the average person coming to our website can plug in all their info. Makes you feel like you're getting a somewhat custom kit. And, between our 4 different kits that we offer, for the different vehicles, it'll cover most riding needs. Yes, if you're extremely heavy over the average rider weight or whatnot, you need something more specific, we can exchange and do a special program. But this, it gives the consumer a place they come in, they can learn a little bit more about the kits, what it's accomplishing, how they work, because it is a little complicated. Between 2 springs, there's a lockout ring where they work together. So two springs will close together until a certain point, and then it'll lock one out. So it's basically, it's a lighter rate spring setup initially for some of the smaller bumps, and then as the suspension travels down, then it gets to a heavier rate. So
that's epic.
Yeah. So
wow.
And that's where the money's at. So that's where the good ride is. But you have to have the rate combinations right, and then where that lockout nut is, where they transition is crucial too. So you can learn, plug all this in and learn about this. We have detailed instructions of where to set this stuff and what if you're.
And you actually make something that has a two-step.
Well, it's two springs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So that's what's great about these vehicles is there's eight springs per vehicle.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So,
I mean, I got to have a look under one. This is insane. Yeah. So then you get stage 1, and then you get the stage 2 when you're. Oh wow, okay.
So the way ours work is stage 1's the lightest, 2, 3, 4, 4 is the heaviest.
So now not only are you selling 4 springs per car, you're selling 8 springs per car.
That's why these are. It's an epic market for us. I mean, it's the same thing over here. So
yeah.
It's very popular in a lot of circle track stuff too, stacking, and it's been around forever. Stacking springs isn't new, but that's how you get basically a progressive spring. Progressive meaning a lighter rate to a heavier rate, and you can control it. So, as long as you have the parameters of the weights and whatnot, and you have your 2 spring rates that you want and the lengths, how far they're going to travel, make sure you have enough travel in those. Then it just comes to the transition period of where that lockout nut is and where it locks out. So that's a fine-tuning tool.
That's cool.
So, but it's awesome. I mean, it's amazing the difference. Just changing the springs, making sure you have the proper travel, and it's a true dual rate, so you have a little bit of a lighter for the initial soft stuff, and then it gets heavier. I mean,
that is so beautiful.
Yeah.
That is epic. So let me ask you a question. PRI from here?
Yep.
So PRI from here. I know that you guys have always kind of bringing out something exciting at PRI. Did you guys have anything released here this year?
We don't have anything here.
Yep, because I know always at PRI you guys are putting on a show there, so I wasn't sure.
But we have stuff coming, so yeah, we're excited. PRI will have some new parts, some new springs for the racing world. Not that exciting if you're not in that form of racing, but like I said, we just continually add to the line of as different forms of racing need this stuff. So it's exciting to us. There's some higher performance type springs, not just the average stuff. So that's exciting. And then we actually have some really cool stuff coming out next year. So and we're taking a page from Speedmaster. We got a new trailer, not quite the semi style, but we got an epic trailer coming. That's we're gonna launch it at King of the Hammers.
Oh, good.
So it's a display trailer. The side opens right up.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's gonna be beautiful. We have all the looks and feels inside. We got some of the textures with some wood and some metal.
Wow.
Some metal, and I mean, it's.
People love that though. People love it.
They do. And if you have an epic brand, you gotta make it look epic, right?
You gotta make it look sexy. Yeah, for sure.
So we're excited about that. Then we have some really cool parts that we're launching next year. It's a pretty big deal. So.
So when's King of the Hammers? That's
the end of January.
End of January, right?
Yeah.
And that is in
Johnson Valley.
Johnson Valley.
Yeah.
Okay, so I actually want to, maybe I'll come and check it out this year. But
you should come out.
This ring sounds amazing because like people get in there, they look, they feel, they touch. I mean, even I think what I love about it is it's even if it's not for new customers, it's for existing customers to kind of go, I made the right choice. That feels good. You know what I mean? Because it's not even just about the new customers, even about the existing ones going, hey, this is the brand you invested in.
Right.
This is what we're doing, and you get ability to reconnect with them, going, hey, this is what we do, right? Sorry.
Yeah. No. That's exactly right. I was gonna say it's 100% correct, and that they've made the right choice, and that we haven't gone away. That we're still investing in new stuff, and we are. We're always looking forward, and this whole thing is a game, right? And every year it's what's next? What can we accomplish? What can we tackle? What are we going after? And you guys do a great job at it too, and I think that's why we click. But it's great to have people that you like and are around and pushing each other and seeing this stuff, and it's exciting, man. It's a great industry to be in.
I agree, and there's even some changes in Corona, right? You guys had like you guys opened up a whole nother section or something, right?
We haven't done it yet, but that's actually that's another thing I wasn't even thinking of. But next year we're going to expand the building. We don't have a lot of room on the property, but I think it's we're adding another 15,000 plus mezzanine and whatnot.
Yes.
It's probably more than that, but we're just growing. I mean, we're in 155,000 square feet right now, and we manufacture.
Beautiful
We
facility.
manufacture shocks, springs, sway bars, as well as warehouse everything. Sell out of there. The sales team, the engineers,
Yeah.
everything is in there.
I was blown away when I came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a good problem to have, but we're growing and we need some space. So
I-
we're gonna blow the side of the building off and get after it.
And go again. I don't know if I'm crossing the line here, but you know, one of the things I like at Speedmaster is we do a lot of tours. I know you gave me a tour. You know, it's probably not typical from, you know, to allow people to go through so close to machinery and watching that R&D. Do you guys allow people to come in and book in for a tour? Is that an option to see all the moving parts? Because I mean, it's phenomenal. Is that an option for the public, or?
Yeah. So we don't really have, it's not like on the website like here, sign up
Sure.
for a tour. But yeah, if you ever, we do. We're proud of what we do. If anybody ever wanted to come by, come on by. You have the personal invite for me.
There you go.
Just give
Take
us-
it. You'll
just-
love it.
Just give us a call. But yeah, we have people that come into the will call, are like, hey, can we see what you guys are doing? We just bought this, and we're like, absolutely. We'd love to show you around. And it's not easy to keep a manufacturing facility clean. But
That's
we
what
feel
people
like,
don't realize. Yeah.
Yeah,
But yours is spotless.
We've not spotless, but we take pride in it. When we do our best to keep things clean and paint it up and looking fresh. And yeah, it's exciting. I think we got some cool robotics and stuff now that are grabbing stuff and doing some neat stuff. And
So
robotic
is Wilfred here this year?
he just got in last night, so I haven't even
Nice.
seen him. He's over
Nice.
at Apex today. So
Okay.
yeah, we have at 4 to 6. We have a little thing going on over there. You guys
Okay.
are probably busy, but if you get
No, I'll be
time
there.
to come over,
I'll be there.
we
I'll be
got
there.
cocktails and
I'll be there.
conversations going on from 4 to 6.
That'd be perfect. Yeah. Yeah. I'll definitely be there at 4 o'clock. Okay. So what kind of drinks?
It's open bar, so I didn't book it, but I think it's open bar.
It's gonna be good.
So, yeah.
It's gonna be good. Do we just extend that welcome to everybody?
Yeah, come on by. Well, obviously,
Well, you
You
can't
gotta-
take it back now.
you got to be a friend of Speedmaster or IBOC, but
Thank
I'm
you.
sure most of you are, right?
Exactly right. Thank you. Thank you. So 4 to 6. Okay. Where at?
It's in the Apex booth. I think our booth number is A4567.
Perfect. All right. You heard it here first.
So
And okay, so I mean, in closing, SEMA 2024, another year, another Vegas trip, a lot of flashing lights. Any key takeaways? Anything? What are you feeling? What are you vibing? How's the feel?
it feels good. We haven't vended over or displayed over here in a few years, so I kind of miss it. We bounce back and forth, but
Sure.
it's great to see everybody. I mean, it's great to see that things are still live. You hear SEMA's dying, SEMA's this, SEMA's that, but I mean, it's full of cool cars. I mean, this thing is amazing right here.
These things are
I don't know if
showstopper.
you've
Yes.
showcased this thing, but
The Volkswagen. Yeah. Thank you.
there's just cool stuff. So yeah, it's great to see. The energy. It's always good energy. Vegas is cool. Had a great dinner party thing last night, which is always fun. Got more planned. So
It never lets you down, right?
no, it's still SEMA.
yeah.
Regardless of what everybody says, still SEMA. It's cool. So.
Yeah, that's it. Well, again, we're loving it. We're enjoying it. Again, just backing up on the podcast. We've got the DJ, we've got the cool cars, the galleries kind of going off. And again, just a safe space. You can hear it's quiet. I mean, it's mayhem out there, and it's just a nice, quiet space to have some fun.
Absolutely.
Literally in Central Hall. Like, is that
Yeah,
crazy or what?
It's a good idea, man. I mean, it's you keep adding every year, and it's fun just to look out and see the crowd. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got a little bit of a safe space here, and see your cool products, and look out and see cool cars and people walking by. So it's awesome, man.
Yeah, thank
SEMA.
you. Thank you. So again, I guess Dave's probably on a tight time frame. So again, thank you so much. We all appreciate it. Again, one key takeaway is if you are in the area, go check it out. I mean, it was, mind-blowing seeing these big coils being wound out, cut, tested, just insane. The R&D, all of the above, you know what I mean? And obviously Dave's there too, so, you can't go wrong. So again, in closing, Dave, if you want to close out, but again, thank you for another good year.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. It's great to be here. Speedmaster's killing it with their forward thinking, and it's great to have this platform. I'm not normally a podcast camera guy, so you got me here. You got me on camera. Appreciate you, man.
Anytime. Thank you. Thanks again. Thank you, guys. Thank you.